Hi, this is Tripti from triptiskitchen.com. Today we are going to make Shahi Tukda. Let's cook the same and let's see what are the ingredients for the recipe. I am using 3 pieces of bread slices in this recipe. I have cut them into squares and I have cut the corners of the bread. I am going to slightly toast this as it is really a fresh bread. I am going to toast it and I will put it into oven for 200 degree for 2 minutes. It is a regular sandwich bread which I am using for this recipe. You will require a rectangular shaped dish to arrange your recipe in this for the final stage. And you will require half cup of clarified butter or ghee, 4 cloves of green cardamom which will be crushed later, and half cup of sugar. I am going to use double toned milk in this recipe. But if you don't have you can go ahead and use full fat milk also. You will require few strands of saffron. I'm using Spanish saffron here. My bread pieces are done. I have removed it from the oven. I have baked it for 2 minutes for 200 degrees centigrade. And you can see they are golden brown and they are nice and crispy. Now I have taken a pan. In that I have taken 1.5 tablespoon of ghee. I am going to start heating my pan up now. Let the ghee become hot. I am going to shallow fry all my bread pieces batch by batch in this. You can see that my ghee is still heating. I will prepare the sugar syrup. For this you will require half cup of sugar in the saucepan. There it goes. I will take 2 cups of water. That is 2 half cups of water. That is 1 cup of water. Now put on the flame, and now I'm going to go ahead and add few saffron strands to the sugar syrup. That much is enough. 1 pinch of saffron strand, and I've crushed my green cardamom also. I'm going to add half teaspoon of green cardamom powder. On the other side, you can see my pan of ghee is hot enough. I'm going to start adding my bread pieces to it. 4 to 5 pieces of bread for the first batch. Now I'm slowly going to just shake it like that. And I'm going to see very carefully. I'm not going to burn them. You have to be very careful while shallow frying these bread pieces. Meanwhile, my bread pieces are getting ready. I'm going to take a look on my sugar syrup. I'm going to swirl the pan like this. Now I'll go ahead and turn the bread pieces as they are golden brown on that side. I'm using a tong for this. I'll slowly turn it. Now you can see the bread pieces are evenly getting brown, that is golden in color. If you get this color, you start turning. But it is very important to check the bread in between. If it is getting a right color, it should not get burned. This is the color I am looking for in the bread. This is the even color what I want. Now I am going to remove this batch of bread. Now I am adding 2 tablespoons of ghee again to my pan. Here goes 2nd tablespoon of ghee. And I'm going to shallow fry my remaining pieces of bread. Here I'm adding 1 by 1. Now I'm going to just shake my pan like this so that all the pieces get coated with ghee nicely, evenly. Now I'm going to just take a check on my sugar syrup. I'm going to mix it again and I'm going to check it. It still requires 2 to 3 minutes more. Here I have started flipping my another batch of bread pieces. They have also turned golden brown. Be very careful that you don't burn your bread. If you like, you can add more ghee. Now the bread pieces looks done to me. I'm going to remove it one by one with the help of my tong. And I'm going to keep it on a tray like this. On the other hand, my sauce looks done to me. It has a pouring consistency, you can see. It is not too thick, not too thin. And when you touch it and see, it should be a little sticky. Like that. Now I'm going to take all my fried bread pieces and dip it or soak it into the sugar syrup as quickly as possible. You should see that the syrup is warm enough so that it coats well. I'll add 2 to 3 pieces of bread at a time and turn it and soak it immediately and remove it. Once the bread pieces are soaked in the sugar syrup, in about say 2 minutes, I'm going to remove it on a serving dish and arrange it on it like this, one by one. In a line, I've put my sugar syrup on the heat again as I want it a little bit warmer. Now I'm going to add my remaining pieces of bread to it and soak it for a while, say about 2 minutes. I'm going to flip it and remove it on my serving tray as I did for the previous batch, as I showed you. All my bread pieces are done. You can see I've arranged it on the serving dish like this. The third step in this recipe is you have to make rabbadi. For that I have taken 750 milliliters of milk. I have taken double tone milk. You can go ahead and use full fat milk also. You need to boil and simmer the milk continuously, and you have to keep stirring it so that it does not stick to the bottom. My milk is warm. I'm going to add my crushed green cardamom, which I have crushed on the mota pestle. That is about half teaspoon goes in. Along with that, I'm going to add my saffron strands, just about that much, to the milk. Now you can see the milk has started to boil enough, and I'm going to scrape the sides and push it back into the milk. This is the lengthiest process in this recipe. It at least requires 20 minutes or so. You have to be patient, just keep stirring it. You have to keep a complete eye on it. You will have to keep stirring it till the milk reduces to its half the quantity. Milk has reduced to half, you can see. I have been doing this for 20 minutes now. Now it's the right time to add sugar. As you can skip this step also, but I'm going to add half tablespoon of my sugar syrup, which I have already used for soaking my bread pieces. I'm going to mix it well. If you don't want sugar in your rabbadi, you can always avoid this, because your bread is already soaked in the sugar syrup, so you have to be very careful while adding it in the last. Just check it if it is not too sweet. It should not be very sweet. Just taste it in between. But it is fine if you skip the step of sugar in this rabbadi. Now I'll pour the hot rabbadi over the bread pieces. With the help of a flat spoon, spread the rabbadi on all the bread pieces. See that they coat well. My Shahi Tukda is ready, and I'll garnish it with the sliced pista like this. I'll put the pista pieces on each slices of the bread. Leave it for at least half an hour till it comes down to the room temperature. Then you can put into refrigeration for at least 2 hours before serving. Hope you enjoyed this recipe, and leave your comments in the comment section. This is Tripti from triptiskitchen.com.